What's up, guys? This is my Ignite presentation. I chose Chapter 5, How Can I Close the Gap? Diagnosing the Needs for Focused Instruction. And this is just kind of preventing our students from falling into traps between point A and point B. So with instruction, most of them think that it's a linear path, that all you do is simply plan, instruct, assess, and grade. But it's actually an unpredictable process, and I liken it a lot to weight training. With weight training, you don't simply eat a ton of food and hit the gym and all of a sudden you look like Stallone. No, your body provides you with feedback and you have to tailor make your approach in order to meet the goals you want and get the aesthetic you're searching for. Now with education, we put in place feedback loops that are very similar. Students get a formative assessment, and it's imperative that teachers and the students both analyze it that way. If you need to go back to make sure that a concept is understood, you can do so. And we do this by identifying where the student is at, what their learning needs are, and then creating a plan and placing it into action using the feedback loop. So with as far as traps go, students will typically fall into one of three. It's usually an incomplete understanding, misconceptions, or flaws in reasoning. With incomplete understanding, an example would be a student who places a period at the end of each word rather than at the end of every sentence. They're actually ready for the next step. They know that the period signifies the end of something. They just need to string more words to end the idea. Now, with faulty reasoning, I could have a picture of these two dogs here and ask for a summary, and a student might just say, "There is a dog." Well, they're not getting the whole idea. So sometimes it's beneficial to show them a rubric explaining what the whole idea means. Misconceptions: if students still believe that the Earth was flat, we have to dislodge these misconceptions. We could show them a picture of a curved Earth, or better yet, show them a diagram of the moon and how the Earth casts its shadow on the moon, demonstrating its curve. We do this through the use of diagnostic tools, and some diagnostic tools you can use are actually tests and your own colleagues, and kind of getting feedback from them on what needs to be addressed. It's important also to use learning trajectories, such as learning progression, construct maps, and a deconstruction of standards. If you can deconstruct your standards, you can actually figure out how to teach things the right way. And with learning trajectories, it's important to understand that success is not linear. It's very similar to instruction, and it's important to have an accurate understanding of what your learning trajectories are, as well as a deep base of knowledge, as well as being able to identify what exactly is the problem. So if a student thinks exponents, cubing something is multiplying it 3 times, or I'm sorry, multiplying it against 3, then you have to go back and understand that, explain it to them. Another diagnostic tool is multiple choice answers, because they actually provide more information when you analyze what the students pick is wrong rather than the right question. For this reason, it's important to never have throwaway questions or funny questions, because you're actually doing yourself a disservice. It gives you less things to analyze and less feedback to use for a tailored approach. Another thing is short answer questions. You can use these as well for feedback to understand your students. They're typically used for multi-step approach. It's important to get a rubric and have a breakdown of what's expected from them. Also, showing that your classroom is a place where learning is cultivated, and it's a place where it's okay to make mistakes, especially in a foreign language classroom. You teach them that the mistakes actually show them the path to the correct answer. And now, as instructors, it's imperative to try to not reteach anything and address the pitfalls as you go through the instruction. Maybe have them make a mistake log so that they hold themselves accountable to these pitfalls. So if there are mistakes, you need to cut it. You need to tailor make the instruction in a way that students can avoid these pitfalls and move on to the next step. So what have we learned? We learned that learning is not linear, that the use of feedback loops keep you in check and keeps the students in check. So, and the same with diagnostic tools, what the 3 pitfalls are and how to prevent these pitfalls. Thank you, class. Have a good night.